What's up, brothers? Hope everyone's doing well out there. It's a nice, cool fall evening towards the end of October. And I'm out here chilling in the yard where all the magic happens. But it's Sunday evening, and I made enough magic happen on Saturday night. So I decided, you know what? Instead of bullshitting, let's turn the camera on and let's come out here and let's shoot the shit with you guys for a little while. So here we are. And the subject matter of tonight's video is something that I gathered from doing a little bit of reading. There's a lot of people out there that are really fixated and obsessed with hypergamy or the 80-20 rule, or these various principles that state that most men are unattractive to modern women. And I got to be honest with you. I think if you're paying attention to hypergamy or the 80-20 rule or anything like that, you're coping, you're going down the wrong path. You see, the truth is human beings, there's something out there that each and every one of us finds absolutely disgusting. Now, some people are more sensitive to disgust than others, but there's something out there that we all find disgusting. And for modern women, that's 80% of men. Now, why is this the case? Let me explain this by telling you guys a story. Before the days of social media, there was a website that I think is still around but nobody uses anymore, and it's called Craigslist. Craigslist was kind of like a Facebook marketplace, but you would find everything on Craigslist, from job opportunities to cars or furniture for sale. Whatever, they had just about everything you could look for on an internet marketplace. They even had prostitutes, strippers, cleaning ladies that would pretend to be cleaning ladies, but really they're pay-to-play ladies. They had all kinds of shit. But anyways, there was a subcategory on this website called Missed Encounters, I think. Something like that. Maybe Misconnections. Missed Encounters or Misconnections, I can't remember. But anyways, this was it was a thread where you could create posts about misconnections that you had in the neighborhood. So for example, you might have a dude that was, at Walmart or somewhere, and he sees a really hot chick. A hot blonde, short shorts, nice skimpy little outfit, big breasts, and he's standing behind her in line, but he's too much of a creepy weirdo coward to actually talk to her. So he just kind of stares at her, and then he goes home and he gets on Misconnections on Craigslist, and he types up, a whole story about this hot, big-breasted blonde that he saw. And, if she were to find this and she were interested in him, they could make a connection. Of course, this was a stupid concept because I don't think anybody ever actually made a connection on there. But nonetheless, I'm just trying to describe what this thread was and what it was about. It was an odd thing. People would try to connect with people on there. But there was a prank. There's a reason why I'm telling you this story. But there was a prank that we used to play on people. I mean, I never played it on anyone, but I've had people play it on me only one time. But I knew this would happen quite a bit. Like, people would prank you by putting your phone number on misconnections. But here's the thing, especially if you're a dude, like a manly dude, manly Chad type of dude, it's a funny prank, I suppose, for younger guys to play on each other. So they might write something in misconnections like, "Hello there, I'm the hot blonde with big breasts, and my husband is out of town and I'm lonely. I was at Walmart today and I saw a tall, heavy-set, overweight ginger standing behind me. And I couldn't help but shake my buns just for him, hoping he would talk to me. But whatever, they would just put something stupid on there, right? It's like a really dumb-ass story. And they'd put your phone number on there and be like, if you're him or if you're available, feel free to send me a message. Now, if you've ever had this prank played on you, or if you're one of those inkwell types that makes dating Tinder profiles with pictures of Chads, actually that wouldn't work, that'd be the opposite. But if you're one of these inkwells that makes Tinder profiles of females just to see what the female experience is like, then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So if somebody puts your phone number on this missed connections on Craigslist and they put like some dumbass story like that, the messages that you would get, like, I'm telling you, some of the most disgusting, puke in your mouth, like you're ready to call the police type of shit. And dudes are fucking weird. Like, let me tell you, you think modern women are bad? If you were a woman and you experienced the way these men act, especially now that we have social media and it emboldens cowards, you have the creepiest, weirdest dudes, and they have the confidence to send like unsolicited shit. Anyways, so you may open up your phone and you got these guys on here, like, I'm talking a new message every 2 minutes. Voice messages, hey baby, this is Johnny, the overweight redheaded ginger, and I just want to suck your toes. Ooh baby, I want to massage you and give it to you really good. And then, you just like read this shit or listen to this shit and just fucking get grossed out, right? Unsolicited, X-rated pictures, the nastiest freaking shit. And I mean, this shit just makes you throw up. You don't want to look at that shit, right? You're a straight dude and you're getting these messages, these voice messages and these pictures. It's fucking disgusting. Couldn't be any more disgusting than this. This is like the worst experience. And as a dude, you're like, this is hell. It's like I walked into one of those Hellraiser rooms, and when all the demons from hell are in there and they're all doing the weird shit. I don't know if you ever watched that movie, but that's what it's like. Like dealing with modern men in the position of being a woman, that's what it's like. It's creepy, it's disgusting, and so many dudes are like that. So imagine being a modern woman and you're like, okay, well, I want to be on Instagram, I want to be on Facebook, I want to have a Snapchat, I maybe even want to be on Tinder. And they go on there and that's what they get. They get creepy pervert after creepy pervert after creepy pervert. So eventually, when you experience the same pattern over and over again, you start to have a bias. You start to get a bit weirded out by all men. You just think, well, men are disgusting. They're all pigs. So unfortunately, that's the landscape for a lot of people. And I don't want guys to end up in that category. Now, obviously, if you're a dude that's sending unsolicited, nasty pictures, you're already fucking up. You can get reported for that shit. Plus, she has pictures, and, if something happens and you ever become an extremely successful man or a man of high status or something like that, you don't want those pictures floating around out there. It's something that can ruin your career. But nonetheless, even in terms of attraction and, social interactions, it's just not a good look. It's not going to win you any women over. It's one thing if it's a girl you're messing around with and, you've been teasing each other and shit and you got a little thing going on, but random women, don't do it. Never. Also, you don't really have to say anything sexual to a woman to get her to want to have sex with you. You hint towards it. You lead her into it. You don't, just come off the top saying nasty ass shit. But here's what it really comes down to. And this isn't necessarily an alpha, beta, friend zone, creepy guy kind of thing, but I mean, it sort of is. Let's explain this. Let me explain this to the best of my ability. Your interactions with women are almost like a credit score. Okay, and you could say pre-selection, you could say reputation, you can throw a bunch of words in there, but think of it like a credit score. Now, a man that has high credit, aka a man with a good reputation, a man with charisma, game, and social skills, this guy's going to have a lot of opportunities with a lot of high quality women. Just like a man with high credit has a lot of opportunities with the best credit cards, the best interest rates on mortgages and loans and whatnot. He's got good credit. Now somebody with no credit, aka a man who ignores women because he thinks it'll make them like him more, or men that kind of play the slow game, shit like that. These are men with no credit. Now occasionally they'll get someone, but it'll be like a predatory loan. It's like a high interest credit card, or a woman that comes with a lot of crazy baggage because they're not really out there putting themselves in a position to get the best women. They're just waiting for women to come to them. And that's why the predatory women tend to show up. And then you have men with bad credit. Okay, these are the guys that can't really get any loans, can't really get any credit cards. These are the creeps in the modern dating game. Now, how do you screw up your credit in the modern dating game? Now, if you had good game and good charisma and a good reputation, you would have good credit. If you just didn't take many shots and you played the slow game, you'd have no credit at all. You'd be kind of irrelevant. But if you have bad credit, well, that means you've done some bad things. And typically, there's a bad thing that 80% of men, from my estimate, do, and they don't even know they're doing. And if you correct this issue, it'll really help you out a lot. Now, if we were to say guy number one, the guy with good credit, this is the guy that makes moves, he's dominant, he's assertive, and he goes after what he wants. And if what he wants doesn't want him back, he says, okay, cool, I'm out, not wasting anyone's time. Therefore, he maintains high credit, right? He's not creepy, he's not weird. She rejected him, he moved on, he doesn't care. Guy number two plays the slow game. This guy gets friend zoned a lot, right? He's not really, dominant, not assertive. He's not getting what he wants. It's, he's there, kind of, just, I don't know, just a lackluster guy that gets put in the friend zone, we could say. Well, guy number three, the creeper, is usually a guy who sometimes started out as guy number one. Okay, maybe women saw him as guy number one in the beginning, but for whatever reason, he didn't make a move. He just didn't do it. And then he sort of became guy number two. But he didn't want to be guy number two, he wanted to be guy number one. So he started doing creepy shit like DMing her and sending nasty ass pictures and, trying to be all sexual when she didn't actually want him to be sexual. So she has no choice but to turn him into guy number three, the creep. The guy that she finds absolutely disgusting. And unfortunately, a lot of men find themselves there. The only way to prevent this for sure, I should say the only two ways to prevent this for sure, are to, number one, be guy number one. And you do this by showing intent early and often, making your moves without hesitation, and accepting rejection like it's no problem. She has every right in the world to reject you. It's not a big deal. Or you can be a nice guy, you can be guy number 2, and some guys like being friends with women. They don't mind being in the friend zone. They've kind of accepted their role as a beta that's not really getting laid that often, and they're just cool being in the friend zone. If that's where you want to be guy number 2. And if you do either one of those, you'll be just fine. But if you're a guy who you really want women, you really want sex, it's all you think about, but you just don't have the social awareness to be guy number 1, and you just don't have the humble, nice guy attitude to be guy number 2, so you're just sneaky about it. You're like a weasel that creates fake accounts and burner phone numbers to text girls and say freaky, dirty shit. And you just do weird stuff. Pretend you're a Chad on Tinder to get naked pictures, or sending X-rated pictures. Just all kinds of weird shit. If you're one of those guys that does shit like that, you're screwed. Your reputation's hit. You'll have bad credit with women really fast. And let's be totally honest, in this day and age, in this social media era, as I was saying, it emboldens all the cowards and the weasels. They're no longer afraid. The creepiest, most perverted, most cowardly men out there are no longer afraid because they can send text messages and DMs. You're burning women out. It's like you're taking their innocence away from, not that modern women are innocent or anything, but every experience we go through changes us a little bit. And the experiences that you're putting women through are creepy, weird ones. So you're changing women in a bad way. You're making it worse for other people. I don't know how many of you guys have girlfriends. I'm sure I've experienced this probably 1,000 times in my life. Been out with a girl that I'm seeing, and there's some dude, I don't even really notice him, but she notices him, and he's doing some weird dude shit. She's like, hey, this guy over here is kind of creepy. Like, she wants to be real close and like kind of hide behind you. Like, yeah, this guy over here has something off about this guy. He's real creepy. Well, that's because she sees him as one of those guys. One of those creepy guys that you wouldn't want to be alone with. You also got to think, even you as a man, you perceive women and children as innocents, right? I mean, just naturally when we see, if you're walking down the street, women, children, and pets, I'll even say. If you're walking down the street and you see a woman, a child, and a Labrador that she's walking or something like that, you see them as innocent. But if you see a big, strong man walking down the street, you see him as a threat. Even if you're a man, you'll still think that way, and women think that way too. So you have to keep that in mind. I suggest you be guy number 1. You make your moves, you be up front. If it doesn't work out, you let that shit go. But if you end up guy number 3, it's going to be over for you. But it's getting dark out here, so I guess I'm going to go ahead and shut this one off. And I hope this video was somewhat informative to you. And that's about it for tonight, guys. Until next time. See ya.